But here I am at the backyard again. And if you remember, if you saw this piece of fence that has been fallen down by some sort of storm, I think it was around just after Christmas, I guess, of last year. But one thing I've actually noticed, if you may have remembered so far, like that last week was a very warm, if not hot, dry-ish sort of time. Well, guess what happened to the soil? And actually, I'm actually sitting on some pretty wet dirt and grass as well too. The grass is absolutely wet. I might probably sit on that potty thingy bob later on, but can't believe it. It's all different in a sense. I can see an insect fly. I think it's like a little hoverfly. I'm not sure if you can see it right through camera. Quite beautiful, the little critter. They look quite nice. It looks like it's buzzing around in search of pollination deposit areas or pollination dispersal areas. And it looks like this tree is very good at, how would you say it? Pollinating and stuff. That's very good somehow. And oh dear, I think that poor yellow flower that I tried to raise has actually totally sunk. I was struggling to find a perfect place for the flower to survive, but unfortunately it looks like this one is dying. Well, I really don't know what to do with this plant, since it looks like it's somehow in a very dying situation, I guess. I might probably sit the flower like so. I probably guess it would be much better like that. But I think it's stuck in a tight squeeze. Maybe I feel like those flowers they're actually looking like they're dying. But I think the root is quite strong. Hopefully it should try and re-root and actually sort of I'll just say inherit some of its little flowered bits. And there's a wood pigeon just sort of actually on the satellite, whatever it's called. There's a seagull in the background. But anyways, more prominently wise, what I'm actually going to do is take a look what's underneath this fallen fence, because, well, we had a lot of rain somehow, because we haven't had rain so far until Sunday. On the evening, of course, that was actually a showery rainfall type moment. It actually went brief. It was a fleeting moment back then at around 7 p.m. on Sunday, 2 days ago, obviously. And let me just look what's underneath. And it's a bit of a shocker, because guess what? Wow, can you believe this? What a big contrast. We've got a lot of wood lice activity going around here, eh? Man, I have to say the soil is pretty damp. And look at this. Look at that. It takes nothing to be very much deficient of wood lice, but look at this. All I see is lots of wood lice just roaming around, and there's actually like hundreds if not thousands of wood lice. This is just flipping unbelievable. We've got a huge congregation of wood lice. In fact, there are wood lice on the fence here, and there's a snail. How cute is that? I wonder if I should probably play with that thing, eh? Without trying to break it open. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? It looks like it's threatened. It certainly reminds me of the film Turbo. That's quite interesting to see a snail. Within me, of course. I might have to put it back and wash my hands, because, hey, they are quite very essential to our biodiversity, but hey, maybe put it somewhere quite nice and sticky. I don't know. I think it's going to fall. And apart from snails, we've also got a bit of slug activity going around here. Nice to know that we've got a bit of damp creature abundance going on here. So we've got a slug, and we've also got some snails. Of course, we've seen quite a few snails. Oh, there's a lot of slugs here, eh? My crikeys, look at them all. There's just so many of them. Now that the weather has started to become a lot much more damper and a bit moist in a sense. And I think the troublesome part with slugs is they really hate when the weather is just too dry. They really don't like dry weather or hot weather. They only come out when it's really nice and moist and damp. I think they go through a period called aestivation. It's a little bit like hibernation in the summer and not winter, of course, but hey, this is like hibernating in the summer just to take advantage against the blazing, searing hot sun. And there you go, there's wood louse here. They all come in different colours. Never knew there's wood lice that could come in like a reddish colour. a reddish brownish looking coppery colour, and there's a big, so look how massive this slug is. It's a giant one, hey? Look at this amazing slug. It's quite a big slug. Wow, there's two of the same specimen here, eh? But it looks like this one here, I'm not sure what specimen it is. I know there's a specimen called a leopard slug. I can't see any black slugs or red slugs in general. I think in order to find them, you have to find them across in many parts of dead, decayed leaf matter, I guess. The same fashion with woodlice. But let me take a look at the abundance of woodlice, because I have to say there's been a lot of woodlice activity right down at the soil here, and I think I must have just spooked them off with my giant Godzilla slippers, even though they're not. And there's another slug here. It's quite interesting. We've got more woodlice, and it's obviously interesting to know that they heavily rely on dead leaf matter or vegetation matter. There's so many of them around here. Maybe if I try and dig around, there might be, oh, there's even more woodlice. I think the numbers have started to thin down as I've just disturbed their presence. But there's actually quite a lot of slug and woodlice activity going on here. That's amazing. Seems like they're all back into action now since the hot weather is gone. Now that the dry weather has now turned into wet, that's very good news for them. Somehow for the benefit of these creatures living in such, how would you say it, pretty wet and moist conditions. And that sort of explains to me why I really don't want to head outside today. It looks like it's still going to pretty much persistently rain time and time again, despite the sun trying its best to shine through such very dismal skies. Dismal grey skies, to possibly say the least. Well, I'm going to have to probably leave the video here because I've got not much I can really say. But hey, it is quite a physical, rampant change of what we've got so far. A lot of woodlice activity going on here, and hey, if it wasn't for the rain, well then I wouldn't have the chance to stay inside and have some peace. The other curious factor is that this bird feeder has actually been totally dampenedly saturated. Look at all the debris and stuff. Look, I think I'm gonna have to probably wash that bird feeder somehow, because look at that, it's all manky and a bit mucky and a bit nasty and gnarly and a bit wet and stuff. So to get rid of all that dirt, I think that'll be very nice to refill the bird feeders. Well, there's not much I could really say in this video, apart from the fact that we've just gone from a transition of dry weather to wet weather. So as always, if you really enjoyed this pretty simplistic video, please give this video a like, subscribe for more for that videos in the future, and as always, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.